Some places aren't meant to impress you. They're meant to change you. Arach has many of them. Places where millions gather, not for spectacle, but for meaning. What's shocking isn't the scale. It's how differently life and death are understood here. There is a proximity, a daily familiarity with mortality and eternity that dismantles the sterile separation seen elsewhere. The air itself feels thick with consequence. And once you see it, it's impossible to forget. The images rewire something in you, a quiet challenge to the way you order your own world. 1. A country built around belief. In many parts of the world, religion is private, a personal conviction, a quiet Sunday ritual, kept largely behind closed doors. In Arach, it shapes geography. The landscape itself is an architectural expression of faith. You don't just find shrines, you find cities that are shrines. The road networks bend towards sacred destinations, not just commercial hubs. Entire cities exist because of belief. Their foundations are spiritual, not strategic. Their populations swell and recede with the lunar calendar of remembrance, not the financial quarter. Roads fill because of devotion. Highways become rivers of walking pilgrims, a slow, determined human current that temporarily overrules all modern transit logic. Generations move toward the same sacred places. It is a gravitational pull across time. The great-grandfather, the grandfather, the father, the child, all walking the same dust, seeking the same horizon. Here's the contrast most outsiders don't expect. Faith here isn't quiet. It is vocal, communal, and etched into the public space. It is in the call to prayer that echoes unchallenged, in the rhythmic recitations that murmur through crowds. It's woven into daily life, normal, visible, and deeply human. You see it in the shopkeeper who abandons his counter for prayer, in the taxi with religious verses dangling from the mirror, in the way grief and celebration are framed through a timeless, shared lexicon. 2. The city of millions of pilgrims. Every year, millions walk toward the same destination. A convergence that would be called a logistical nightmare anywhere else is here a sacred imperative. Not for a festival, not for entertainment. They walk for remembrance. Some travel hundreds of kilometers on foot. Blistered feet on hot tarmac, a deliberate embrace of discomfort as an offering. Families, elderly, children. The journey is the ritual. The destination is the proof. What shocks most visitors isn't the crowd, it's the generosity. A total, spontaneous economy of grace emerges. Strangers offer food, water. Young men sprint between pilgrims, handing out chilled bottles, their sweat a badge of service. A place to rest. Tents with carpets and cushions appear, offering shade and respite. Homes near the route open their doors. No tickets, no transactions, just devotion in motion. A river of humanity, flowing on a current of empathy and remembrance. And then the journey takes a darker, quieter turn. From the river of life, we flow to its inevitable sea. 3. The largest cemetery on earth. Near the desert lies a place unlike anywhere else. Wadi al-Salam, the Valley of Peace. A necropolis so vast it confounds the eye and the mind. Millions are buried here, row after row after row. But this isn't a place of silence. People visit daily. Families talk. Children walk between graves. Here's the shock. Death isn't hidden here. It's acknowledged, integrated. In many cultures, death is avoided, sanitized, hidden behind hospital curtains and funeral home doors, an obscenity to be managed quickly and out of sight. Here, it's integrated into life. It sits at the city's edge, a permanent, silent neighbor. You cannot ignore it. You must drive past it, see it, live beside it. And that changes how people live. When death is a daily visual, it strips away pretense. It whispers a constant, subtle reminder of impermanence, which paradoxically can give weight and urgency to life, kindness, and legacy. 4. Why this feels so unsettling. Standing here forces a realization. It holds up a mirror to your own culture's deepest anxieties. Most societies fear death. They build systems to delay it, industries to disguise it, and vocabularies to avoid naming it. They distance themselves from it. But here, memory is preserved, not erased. The body, the name, the plot, All are meticulously maintained. To forget is a greater sin than to grieve, and that makes the place feel heavy. The weight of millions of stories, losses, and unfulfilled dreams presses on the air. It is emotionally dense, somber, overwhelming, but also strangely peaceful. There is a brutal honesty to it that becomes calming. There is no illusion, no denial, just a vast, quiet acceptance of the one promise made to every living thing. In its scale, your own mortality feels less like a personal tragedy and more like a shared natural return. If you're drawn to travel that isn't just about places, but about how people see life itself, about the philosophies built into stone and ritual, subscribe. This channel explores the world in ways most videos don't. 5. Devotion that survived everything. These sacred places have seen it all. They are not museums frozen in time. They are living entities that have absorbed history's shocks. Empires rose and fell around them. Borders shifted. Violence came and went. But belief stayed. Not as a passive relic, but as an active, defiant force. Each reconstruction, each return, was an act of faith. What's rarely talked about is this: it survives destruction. It survives history. And then, unexpectedly, within this landscape of dust and remembrance, there is breathtaking beauty. 6. Art, light, and meaning. Gold domes catch the sun. They blaze against the blue sky, beacons visible for miles. This gold is not mere opulence. It is a visual shout of significance in the flat landscape. Every tile, every inscription, every light is an act of remembrance. The names of the holy, verses of solace, dates of martyrdom. The very walls are a text, a library of devotion built in ceramic and gilt. This isn't decoration. It's devotion made visible. It is love and grief, transformed into tangible, enduring form. Wealth poured not into private palaces, but into public sanctuaries of awe. It is the community's heart, externalized and elevated for all to see and feel. 7. Why outsiders misunderstand this. From the outside, scenes like this are often misunderstood. Seen through a narrow, security-focused lens, the depth is flattened into a stereotype. Crowds are mistaken for chaos. The profound, organized, and generous movement of millions is reduced to a frightening, unruly mob in foreign analysis. Emotion is mistaken for extremism. The public weeping, the chest beating, the raw, unfiltered expression of grief and solidarity is pathologized as dangerous fanaticism rather than recognized as a profound cultural language of sorrow. But what's happening here is older than politics. It is rooted in archetypal human experiences of injustice, of loss, of the search for meaning in suffering. It's about grief, acknowledged, shared, and ritualized grief that binds a community rather than isolating the mourner. Justice. A centuries-old cry for the moral universe to be set right, for the oppressed to be vindicated, even if only in memory and promise. Memory. The active, stubborn refusal to let the narrative of the powerful be the final word. To keep a story alive through footfall, tear, and prayer. And once you understand that, the narrative completely changes. Sacred Arach isn't about religion alone. It is a case study in human resilience. A masterclass in how to build meaning around loss, how to forge identity from memory, and how to stare directly at mortality and build a civilization of beauty beside it. It's about how humans face loss and still find purpose. It shows that the deepest wells of devotion are often dug in the driest, most difficult soils. In the next episode, we're traveling north to mountains, memory, and people who refuse to disappear. To a different landscape, a different pain, but the same unmistakable Iraqi spirit of endurance. Subscribe, because this journey through Arach is revealing stories most people never see. It's peeling back the headline of conflict to show the enduring patterns of faith, community, and meaning that have always been the true heart of this land.